Hi. I hope you guys are doing alright. Sorry for not uploading throughout October. There was a video planned to be released on Halloween, but I couldn't get it out in time. The video is still being worked on, so stay tuned for that. Anyway, you guys probably know Radiance, right? They're quite popular for making games such as the Five Nights at Treasure Island's 2020 remaster, the Five Nights at Chuck E. Cheese remaster, and the upcoming Five Nights to Remember remaster. Seems like they really like doing remasters, but we won't be talking about those. Let me explain. On June 17, 2020, Radiance uploaded a game on GameJolt under the name of Blue Oddities. Now this wasn't a remake or anything, it was an original game. Well, ignore the original part. Why, you might ask? Well, because this game is based on another FNAF fan game called Red Oddities that was released way before Blue Oddities. If you compare both of the games, you can pretty much already tell that Blue Oddities is the original one here. I mean, even one of the characters from Red Oddities makes a big appearance in Blue Oddity. Anyway, let's just get to the analysis already. Once you board up the game, you get... Ignore everything I said. This might be the best FNAF fan game I've ever covered on this channel. So yeah, if you didn't know already, this is a joke game. I mean, do you really think Radiant will make a game like this and call it serious? You could pretty much already tell it's a joke game by just looking at the description of the game drop page. Oh yeah, also this game is a Finest Treasure Island's fan game if you couldn't tell already. But basically all you have to do is fight these heads. Once you fight all of them, there's a boss fight. You have to fight this character called Yellow, who later makes a big appearance in the game and has the best walking animation ever. Once you kill him, a few seconds pass by and you get jump scared by Blue. After, he tells you to restart the game. When you restart the game, we move on to the actual FNAF part of this game. There's a grind mode option you can enable in the main menu, which is pretty useful if you're trying to speedrun the game or you just hate jump scares in general. Once you start the game, we get a phone call. Wait, that's not a phone call. Are we in a f***ing Discord call? Who cares? Phone calls are dumb anyway. We don't need a dumb guide to know how to play this game. Watch me beat this game without the phone call. How the f*** did I die? Okay, fine. The phone guy tells us that he somehow locked himself inside the locker and tells us that we shouldn't have gone inside this area. But since we're already here, he explains the character's mechanics. Blue will make his way to the left or right side of your office. Once he's on one of the sides, you'll need to run to the opposite directions. Which means, if he's on the left, run to the right. If he's on the right, run to the left. If you run to the left, you'll have to crack up the door lock so he doesn't get inside. But you'll have to play a game of cards with someone in order to get out without getting killed. You have to pick 5 cards, however you'll have to count how many symbols there are on each card in order. Because once you pick up all of the cards, you'll have to put in the number of symbols there were on the card in order. If you type in the wrong order or wrong numbers, you'll die. But if you type it correctly, they'll show cards saying run, which means you can get out without getting killed. If you run to the right, you hear someone saying find me. If you look at the other side, you can flash your flashlight in 5 different directions. Every time you flash him, he says what direction he's gonna appear at next. Like example, once you flash him, he'll say right, which means he's gonna appear on the right next. There's also Yellow, who'll slowly climb up the stairs on camera 11. Once you fully climbed up all of the stairs, you'll have to flash your flashlight at the middle of the office. Green will take away your camera and or flashlight if you use them too much, and red will appear in the task monitor. All you need to do is click on it and he'll go away. But the phone guy also told us that we'll have to do a few tasks in order to escape the area. These tasks could be rebooting the monitor, find 2 specific objects. These objects could be a nail, rock, or a star. Chopping Blue at 2 particular cameras. You can do this by pressing the room shutter button on the camera he's on, having the power put at a certain volume, and playing the entirety of a song. Once you're done with all of the tasks, you beat the game. However, instead of leaving the building, you get killed by some fucking orange guy. Apparently at one point, Blue Oddities was canon to the Finest Treasure Island's lore, but then was scrapped, which was a good decision since it wouldn't really fit with the lore at all. This game visual-wise isn't that bad. The animatronics do look really fucking goofy though. But orange actually looks really sick. The camera looks cool, I like the style they went for it. The office isn't really that special, it's really basic. However, I like the Night Before Disney and the One Night of Flumpty's reference on the table. It's a cool detail. The jump scares aren't that scary, especially Red's jump scare. Red's jump scare is more annoying than actually scary, because if you don't have grind mode turned on, you're gonna have to sit through his 10-second jump scare until it goes back to the main menu. But the gameplay of this game is really fun, honestly. There's a lot of mechanics that are pretty creative. I can say that some of the mechanics are taken from pub goals, like the room shutdown button on the cameras and green take away your camera and flashlight. My favorite mechanic has to be Blue's. I really like that you have to play a minigame in order to stay away from him, and the minigames are pretty fun most of the time. The difficulty isn't that extreme. I think anyone who has at least beaten Finding the Candies or FNAF 3 is capable of beating this game. The story isn't really that big, but I'll still read it anyway. Your name is Tyler Alstrom. Wait a minute. I recognize that name. You are an overrated game developer who got a job in fast food because of his lack of success. The Burger King has given you a rather strange assignment. Look over the notorious secret warehouse Blue Oddities to collect the secret Krabby Patty formula. Little do you know about the dark secrets and horrors hidden inside the warehouse. You is not alone. Well, first off, the grammar is amazing. The storytelling is better than any school book I've ever read, and it almost made me cry because of how amazing it was. Just kidding, it fucking sucked ass. There's also a custom night in the game you can play, and we all know that if there's a custom night in the game, someone has probably beaten the hardest mode. And yes, people have beaten the hardest mode in custom night, but something interesting happens once you actually beat the hardest mode. When you beat it, you get instantly jump scared by orange, but then it shows a cutscene. The camera slowly pans over to a telephone, then the credits roll. This was a cutscene showing that Blue Oddities was scanned to find its treasure islands, but like I mentioned earlier, it was scrapped. And I'd like to mention that even though the game was uploaded by Radiance, it was only made by a few developers from Radiance, which were Peyton, Nocturna, Hudo Boy, and Delta. I'm not sure if all of these people are from Radiance, but I'm just gonna guess that all of them are. So that's really all I have to say about Blue Oddities. If I forgot to mention a few things, tell me in the comments. And if you ended up liking this video, consider giving this video a like. And if you want to support my channel, you can always click this big white button and also follow my Twitter. I'll see you guys later. See ya.